Today we're going to go over an A strat. This is just your typical A strat, but I'm just going to make sure you know all the nades, and I'm going to show the way I throw these nades because some of them are a little different, and then you can combine the smokes to be thrown with molotovs and flashes that work well for the execute. So the execute's going to look something like this. There's going to be a CT smoke, a jungle smoke, stairs smoke, sandwich molotov, valve molotov, and then some flashes coming over. So that's pretty much what the A site execute will look like. Now we'll hop into everybody's POV and I'll show you how I do it. The first person we're going over is the guy who's doing somewhat of the B fake and then just kind of lurking in apps, underpass, top mid, wherever he wants really. So what he'll do is he'll come and throw a flash underpass like that at the beginning of the round and just hold for an underpass push. Once he's sure that nobody's pushing underpass, he'll call for somebody to smoke B from A, and that'll be the fake. Once that smoke's coming out, he'll throw a flash, and then come in and throw a molly to van. Make sure that flash does land, because if there is somebody on the balcony right there, they will be blind, and then you can molly off the van. Then, once he's thrown all that, he'll come straight back, run into this corner right here, and throw the stairs smoke. You aim right there. All the smokes in this video have been shown and explained on my past smoke video, so if you don't know these smokes, go check them out on that video. There are timestamps in the description there to help you find the correct smoke fast. So you aim here and jump throw, and then after that, he can either lurk underpass and whatnot, or he can just go back to top mid, or he could go all the way back to A. If I were him, I would probably just go underpass and just chill right here so that he can hear the cat rotate, and then just try to kill the person running off cat, or he can kill somebody trying to come out window to get around to connector. He can this is where I would go if I were him, but he can really go anywhere, and then he can just play the bomb. The bomb will be planted either triple or the opposite side of default so that this guy can see it. So that's all for the first POV. Now into the next one. The next person we're going over is the guy who's coming out of Palace. He will be throwing the top mid smoke, thrown right there. I throw this one because it's a little easier to throw it than on the trash can. I do not have a smoke video out for that yet, but it will be coming out. Then he will just be coming into Palace and waiting for everything else to go down. He'll just be holding for push. I would not recommend holding for the push right here or right here, as they are decent spots. They are easily flashable, and so it's just, I find it best to play somewhere in this area, or even on this couch is a really good spot, or as tight to the wall as you can. Somewhere over here is the best spot you can go. Once you're sure that they're not pushing, before you go to execute, just clear this angle real quick. Make sure there's nobody just lurking right there. And then you can come up and get ready to throw your Molotov and flash combo. So I would wait until the smokes come out. Once the smokes have popped, you are then coming into this corner, falling under balcony, and then throwing a flash right after that. Swinging with that flash and clearing default. Now your goal here is not necessarily to jump off balcony. You can stay in Palace for the whole round if necessary. If people are dying and you have to go trade them, yes, get out of Palace, off the balcony, go trade your team. But if things are going well and you're getting the kills you need, I would stay in Palace and then just hold a stairs line, or you can just hide and play the bomb. Depending on how your team likes to play, you can play that however you want, but make sure you just stay alive and play the bomb, which will be planted either triple or opposite default as well. So make sure that you're playing the bomb. You are the clutch guy in this round. Yeah, that's all. On to the next POV. The next person we are going to go over is the person throwing the jungle smoke or bottom stairs smoke. It really just depends on how you want to call it. To start off the round, he'll just come straight into ramp and get on this shelf right here, and then just hold for a ramp push. Once everything else has gone down, the guy's faked B, you're going to get into position to throw the jungle smoke. You line up on this and aim right here, and then you're going to throw the jungle smoke, throw a flash over, come out, and throw a Molotov onto the bench right there. And then you'll be coming out, and this will be your entry, so make sure that he's ready to come out in entry. The recommended path I would take would be to come and clear under balcony in case there's like a straggler or your Molotov missed. Make sure you clear top balcony as well, even though the Palace guy will pretty much be doing that. And then coming and clearing default, firebox, and then this side of triple and just holding from right here. That's that guy's job. It's pretty simple. just make sure that you don't get killed. There sometimes are gaps in the bottom of the CT smoke right there, and gaps in the right side of the jungle smoke right there. So make sure he's not over aggressing and getting shot by somebody playing in one of those positions. So I would recommend just once the site's clear, he's just playing somewhere like under balcony again, or holding and protecting the planter from a smoke push or something like that. And that's all that guy does. Next POV. The next person we're going over is the person who is throwing the CT smoke and the Molotov onto Sandwich, and then 2 flashes over for his entries. This would be my opper if I had to pick a place for my opper to go, or you could put your opper in Palace. You can kind of switch it up. Both of them have to use utility, and so I'd rather this guy be the opper, but if you feel more comfortable putting your op in Palace, go for it. So if you are going straight into the strat, you come here. If you're not going straight into the strat, I would put this guy for the mid push and then have him walk back here and throw this. But you line up on this cross, and then you aim from this line down to the bottom of this brick, and you throw your smoke. And then for the sandwich molly, you're coming from that line straight down to the bottom of this brick. Don't go too low or it won't land, so you throw it right there. And that lands, and then for the flashes, you aim there, jump throw, and then do a rush jump throw. And those flashes blind just about everyone except triple. So just be aware of triple. It will blind anyone playing stairs, sandwich, bench, default, under balcony, a tiny bit, not much though. And a guy in that corner even gets blind, or a guy playing up against that door. So they're basically all blind. And once this guy has thrown all that stuff, I would have him just come out and hold the edge of the jungle smoke for the bench push in case they decide to push to the bench. And from here you can also see somebody jumping through the stairs smoke in case they're trying to get to sandwich and be cheeky. So this is how I would have this guy play. Just stand right here. Be ready to trade your teammates in sight just in case they need it, but I would be holding right here because this is a harder spot to flash, and if you do get flashed you can just be safe like this and come back out and swing on the guys peeking. Anyway, on to the last POV and then we'll end the video. The last person in this video is going to be throwing the B fake, and then throwing flash is for his teammate to go out A while entering at the same time. So to do the B fake, you're coming into this corner, crouching and aiming at this wire right here, and throwing when you've jump throwing when you've passed this bar right here. So it's kind of hard to see, and this is not in my smoke video because it is a B fake bit smoke. So you aim here, you crouch walk, and jump throw. And then you'll throw a decoy from the bottom of this wire just to the right a bit, take 2 steps, and jump through. Now I'll go show you where these land, and then we'll go back into his POV. That smoke is landing right there to block off cat, and the decoy is landing up above apps, so they can't see the decoy, but it'll be making noise in apps, and they'll be thinking that there's somebody else in apps along with the guy who's in apps. So they'll think 2 are at least in apps, and so they might get a little confused. After that, this guy will just walk back down here. Make sure you don't make noise falling off here, because you will if you fall off too early. And then he'll come here, and then as soon as you're ready to execute A, he'll just throw a flash like this, and then come running out with his teammate, and come in, and just help clear sight. So the first guy is going to be on path something like that. This guy should be on path something like this. And just be clearing out triple, and be careful again of that smoke right there. It could have a gap, and the CT smoke. So I wouldn't go much past like right here, and just fight. And then he will probably have the bomb, and I would plant here, here, or here. Now this may be uncommon knowledge, but with a jungle smoke up, planting triple is actually kind of dangerous because there's that gap right there. But if you plant right here, it's actually a safer plant because they can't see you through either of the gaps. Granted, you're more likely to get killed by them just shooting through the smoke, but if you plant right here, they can see you. If you plant right here, they can't. Also, another good plant spot that is very much overlooked is right here. You can't be seen anywhere from CT while the smoke's up, and then you can't really be spammed. It's not really a spammable spot because they'll think you're just planting on the other side of default, so they won't try to spam you. So you just plant here. All 3 of those are really good spots to plant. And then this guy will just basically come back and try to fight. I like going sandwich. It's not the best post-plant spot, but if you already have a guy ramp, a guy palace, and the guy on site, like under balcony or something else, this is probably the next best spot to go. Especially since you planted here. I would probably just sit sandwich and just wait for people to come up. Have your ramp guy watch your top stairs while you watch your bottom stairs and whatnot. And you should be good to go. Anyway, those are the 5 POVs. We're just going to go into a little wrap up and then we'll end the video. I do not have a demo of this strat in play, but if I do ever end up doing it with my team, I will make sure to post a link in the description to a video of that strat in action, and so you can see all the timings and everything and how everything works out. But I will kind of just try to show you it right now so that you can kind of see it. If you're done watching the video because you've got all the nades and the strat and whatever, you can go ahead and click off, but this will just be like a little minute explanation of all the timings and things. So the first thing that's going to happen is the top mid smoke is going to be thrown. The top mid smoke will pop, then this B guy will be making noise in apps. This guy will be like not trying to be quiet. He's trying to let people know that there is someone B, so that when we throw the B fake, it's more believable that it's going to be B. So while this guy's making noise in apps, everybody on A is just holding for a push and setting up and waiting. So Palace guy's like right here somewhere. The ramp guys are both in their smoke spots, which are here and here. And then your other guy is just waiting for this push right here. If you're taking a long time, I would have somebody holding the mid push and then start to fall back to their A spot. So the timing on this would be the B guy will be like, okay, I'm ready to throw the fake. So then the guy in the corner of Palace here would throw the smoke. After about 2 seconds of that smoke being thrown, because you got to give it time to pop, this guy comes here and then throws his flash and his molly. Right as this molly is thrown, the A guys should be setting up to throw their smokes, so that when this guy gets to right here, you can all throw the smokes at the same time. They do all take about the same amount of time to land, and so that's good to know. Like, you can just throw them all at the same time and they will all land at about the same time. So once that guy has thrown that Molotov, right as he gets back into that spot, you're ready to throw the smokes. Once the smokes are thrown, this is important. The first guy to take contact will be the guy throwing the jungle smoke. So he'll throw his flash, his molly, and then he'll wait and come out when as soon as he's ready. Once he's out, the next guy coming out is the Palace guy. He'll be swinging on the default to help this guy just like kind of double peek, I guess you could say, the default guy, or if there was a guy under balcony. Also, make sure the mollies are thrown right after the smokes, and make sure you're not going out before the smokes. Every once in a while it can be okay to go out before a smoke if you know there's not an op there, or if you're trying to catch them off guard or whatever, you can go out before the smokes, but I would wait. So the first guy out is this guy. The second guy out swinging is Palace. Those are your two guys coming out first. And then the third guy coming out will be the guy that threw the fake from over in that corner. He'll be throwing a flash like this, something, and then coming out with this guy pretty much right behind him. So when he's about here, the other guy should be about there. So you just want to keep enough spacing so that if that guy dies, you have time to call out where they are so that this guy can then train his crosshair. The problem with you being like here and here is if this guy dies, you're almost exposed to all the same angles, so you're not going to have time to hear the call out where that CT is to be able to train your aim and pre-aim that spot of where he's at. So make sure you're giving enough space to entry so that you can come in as a team with your entries and give enough space. And then the last guy coming in will be the CT guy. Once your team is about right, I would say the first guy, once he's about right here, the CT should be throwing his first flash and then his second flash soon after that. And they will be popping up there, so it won't be blinding your team. You can come in with your backs to them and swing and clear. Those flashes should be popping while your team is in sight, so that if there are any guys in sight or trying to push through the jungle smoke right here, they will be blind. So that's really good to know, and your team with your back to those flashes will not be blind, and it will give them enough advantage to win the round. Once you have the bomb planted and everything is done, that's when this underpass guy should start taking contact here. He should literally just be hiding here for almost the whole round, maybe spotting for somebody to peek window or peek here. The only problem I have with him getting aggressive early is if he dies, then they know nobody's flanking, and they know that they just have to train their sights to sight. But if this guy is still alive, they have to always be ready for a lurk. And so once your teammates start dying or taking fights on sight, that's when this guy comes up. Make sure he's not making any noise now, and then he can come up and flank them. Just make sure that he is not taking contact first, or even second, or maybe even third. Make sure he is the last point of contact. He is also the one with the Palace guy trying to clutch the round. So the Palace guy, after he swings, if sight's clear, he's coming back into Palace. He will probably then just hide and wait for the connector guy to take contact. Once the connector guy takes contact, if you're high in numbers, the Palace guy can peek out to try to help kill the people on site. Excuse me. But if if everyone else is kind of dead, I would just let the Palace guy hide and let this guy take the next contact, because they'll probably be training their aim on the Palace, and this guy can just take the next few fights. Anyways, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, please leave a like down below and subscribe so that you can see more of this content. Anyway, see you next time.